Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today I'm going to talk about group dynamics, leadership, and the influence. I'm the presenter, Patty, and my instructor is Dr. MING-SHU. And here is the citation. The authors are Paul and Stewart. This article is from JALT 2011 Conference Proceedings, and JALT stands for Japanese Association for Language Teaching. And the table of contents including introduction, literature reviews, method, results, and discussion, conclusion, and reflection. And I would like to talk about introduction first. Here is the research question. Question 1. What factors predict emergent leadership within groups in a second language acquisition context? And is there any evidence that emergent leaders influence learning experience for individual members of the group? To put it simple, who become the leaders and how do they influence their groups? And despite the ubiquity of group work in second and foreign language pedagogy, understanding of group process in the language classroom is limited. And here group process means how the members format the group and work on the project together. And this paper reports on a study which investigates group dynamics in SLA, focusing on student leadership within groups working together. And many researchers have focused on group work. However, there are just a few researchers consider how group dynamics leadership may influence on English learning and the process of interaction.
Yes.
And so the purpose of this study is to provide an empirical study into group dynamics leadership, not just theoretical explanation from others' practical advice and suggestions. And literature reviews. Brooks and Donato mentioned that many SLA researchers have looked at interaction between dyads and small groups from social, cultural, and psycholinguistic perspectives. And although studies have looked at how language can be acquired and the interaction patterns between interlocutors, they do not address more general issues of group dynamics. And about leadership. Group dynamics research is broad, encompassing topics such as cohesion, structure, formation, power. Leaders are considered to have a large influence over the success of a group. And emergent leaders are individual members of a group who, although given no official leadership role, exert influence over other members through control of the norms for that group. And George and other researchers have looked at 70 studies, considered personality and leadership, and performed a correlation analysis which showed that extroversion has a moderate correlation with emergent leadership. The authors use both method, qualitative and quantitative method in this study. The participants were 22 third-year science students from Western Japan, and the English course lasted about 26 hours in a week. The instruments were an open-ended questionnaire, group leadership index, video and audio recordings. And this is an example of the open-ended leadership questionnaire. So it's a question. Yeah. And it is designed in Japanese as well as English. Here is the question. Is there a leader in this group, and why do you think that person was the leader? After they finish the open-ended questionnaire, they will have finished group leadership index. And both Japanese and English were provided. And here is an example. Do you think the person you chose as leader assigned tasks to member a little, quite a lot, or a lot? And this is the 7 days English course schedule in a week. And group work is needed almost every day. The procedure in qualitative students randomly be assigned to 2 groups for an intensive summer English course, and the students' level of English wouldn't be concerned. At the end of the day, each group had presentations. By the presentations, the researchers would know the controls of the norms for each group. And in quantitative study, of course, the researchers and the research sites were the same, and the authors firstly gave them TOEIC test and then a dictation exercise. Finally, they had international personality item 4. So the instruments were the TOEIC test, a dictation exercise, and IPA is international personality item 4. And this is an example of item 4.
Very good. Give us an example.
Are you active in groups? And the second one, do you always feel anxious and nervous? And this is the result of mine. I got 40, and it's between 39 to 44, and so I'm kind of extroverted person.
So you did the test?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And results and discussion. In group A, you can see that it's or S, I don't know how to read her name. She got 7 votes from group A, and she has higher English proficiency. And she's actually an extroverted person. And another person, he got 5 votes, and he also has good English proficiency. And he is also an extroverted person.
Okay.
In group B, Reese, she got 9 votes, and she has good English proficiency, but she is not an extroverted person. She's actually an introverted person. And Dai, he got 7 votes. He is a very extroverted person, but his TOEIC test, he didn't do well on his TOEIC test, and it's quite low. His English test score is quite low. So the result in group A shows that extroverted person equals to high English proficiency and equals to leaders. However, in group B, introversion equals to leader, and low English proficiency equals to leader too. So extroversion is not equal to high English proficiency and is not equal to leader. So it's my conclusion. Emergent leadership does seem to impact on the levels of participation by students and to complete the practice of increasing autonomy by encouraging students to take an active part in decision making. And there are some limitations in this study. This study was conducted in a specific context with small number of students, and it cannot be assumed that the findings generalize to other language learning situations. And the authors encourage researchers to investigate how group dynamics may be affecting students in their own classrooms. So, what about you? Do you think you are one of the emergent leaders in groups? In this picture, you can see that Scott is the one who provides ideas, and maybe he is the one for making the groups. So he may be considered as emergent leader.
Emergent leader. So how about his personality, extrovert or introvert? What's that? Do you think that
he is smiling, so he's maybe an extroverted person?
Do you think so? Hi, good morning. So he always started talking with I think we should blah blah. So
yes.
Always
provides the ideas.
And then we came with something and always
I don't think so.
Okay.
And maybe Adam just keep quiet. So maybe he is an introverted person.
And how about in the radio?